Madem o
When the
kadar
time
kötü bir yer.
comes to defend yourself, you best do something.
The words of the 80-year-old homeowner who confronted two robbers.
I walked in on them, and they downed me. They jumped on me in the hallway.
But Tom Greer says he managed to get his .22 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver. He says when that unarmed couple saw his gun, they took off out the back door, and he followed.
The lady didn't run fast as a man, so I shot her in the back twice. She's dead, and they told her off, but he got away. She says, "Don't shoot me, I'm pregnant with a baby." And I shot her anyway.
Oha! Kadını vurmuş, kocası kaçmış. Kadın da vurma beni demiş, hamileyim demiş. Adam yine de sıktım diyor, amına koyayım, Amerikan yasaları bro. Ve adam haklı yani, sonuçta evini soymaya gelmiş iki tane hırsız yani. Amerikan yasası nezdinde haklı.
You're about to see something truly astounding. A discovery that's caused an absolute sensation. One that could have untold significance for every one of us. And not only that, it's a totally engrossing mystery story too. Inside world. A remote village in Turkey.
Ne oluyor ya?
Here, hidden from the world, lives an extraordinary family. A family whose very existence could rewrite the evolution textbooks.
I was really fascinated. You know, here are humans doing things.
Now, finally, the secret can be revealed.
The immediate response I had was that I couldn't believe my eyes. I had never expected that, even under the
Yemin
most
ediyorum geriye
extraordinary
evrimleşiyoruz bu
scientific
ülkede
fantasy,
ya.
that modern human beings could return to an animal state.
In scientific terms, it was the equivalent of finding living, breathing fossils. Human beings who had never made the evolutionary leap of standing upright. The quest to find
Species which walks on two legs and holds our head
Professor
rather like
Konuşmalarını
throwback
merak
evolution,
ediyorum.
turning back of the evolutionary clock.
Nick's dream of scientific team to record his 18 children. 12 were born healthy, but 6 had a unique disability.
18 children mı? 18 çocuğundan 12'si normal doğmuş. 6 tanesi inanılmaz bir engellilikle doğmuş. Abi bu kadar denersen birkaç tane ilginç bir şey çıkar herhalde yani.
This is Gulen. He staggers as if he's drunk, but he's not. There's something wrong with his balance, but he's still on 2 feet, not 4. Then, one by one, the other children appear. There are 4 girls and 1 young man. Hussein has walked like this for 28 years.
Very revealing for anthropologists, people who study early human evolution, because what these
Early human
children
mı?
have done is to reinvent or rediscover a form of locomotion which very likely does correspond pretty closely to the way our ancestors walked.
The affected children are aged between 18 and 34. They all still live at home, cared for by their brothers and sisters and their parents, now in their 60s.
So far as we knew, no other case like the one in front of our eyes had ever been described before. There were no reports in the scientific literature of adult human beings walking on all fours. And so we realized we had a
Droideka ne
major
abi,
phenomenon
salak
for us to
mısın sen
explain
ya?
from a scientific point of view,
Gerizekalı herif,
but also, of
droideka ne?
course, a
Aptal
major
piç kurusu
tragic
seni
human
ya.
story.
Fossils tell us we probably first became bipeds around 4 million years ago. Since then, we
Abi 4 milyon yıllık evrimin anasını nasıl sikmiş olabiliriz ya?
The Turkish scientist who first discovered them believed the children had devolved. But Professor Humphrey suspects the problem is more likely genetic. The parents are second cousins and could have passed a faulty gene onto some, but not all of their children.
It's very bad luck that the children have inherited from both parents the same
Evet abi,
recessive
akraba
genetic
evliliği.
mutation.
Basic neurological tests
Kimin aklına gelirdi
confirm
ki?
there is something wrong with their brains. But that still doesn't explain why they walk like
Aşırı şaşırtıcı bir an.
It's a scientific puzzle, but for the children themselves, it's meant a life of misery. There's hostility towards the family in the village. The local kids taunt Hussein.
They are being beaten up by the kids of the village, and they are not being accepted into the social circle.
So they're outcasts. Yeah,
They are, yeah, they are.
The team takes the family to a local private hospital for brain scans. The results are examined back in Britain by anatomist Roger Keynes.
This is Hussein's brain.
There is something very striking which hits you immediately you see it. It's very clear that in the middle of the cerebellum here, what's called the vermis, it's shrunk.
The brain damage is the same in all the affected children.
Do we have Safia's brain here too?
Yeah. That's this one here. Same again. Very striking.
But the shrunken cerebellum is not enough to explain why the family can't walk upright. In a case reported
Ya evet, bu kadar kolay anlatamazsın. Benim de beynim eksik amına koyayım. Yani ne kadar neden bu kadar gerizekalı olduğumu açıklamıyor mesela. Benim ön taraf yok. MCSela diyorlar. Beyinsiz çıktık amına koyayım. MR'a girdik. Ben kendimi ultra zeki, dünyayı siken birisi falan zannediyordum. Senin de beynin yok dediler falan. Dedim bir daha bakın. Abi yok dediler. Ya dedim iyi bakın amına koyayım belki vardır. Valla dediler yok yani yapacak bir şey yok. Ya yemişsin. Ya dedim ya come on dedim ya.
last year in Italy, a young man presented without any cerebellum, but he could still walk.
Ha, bunda hiç yokmuş mesela.
It doesn't in itself account.
Küçük değil,
for
hiç
them
yokmuş
walking on
bunda.
four legs, because other children who have damaged cerebellum, even children who have no cerebellum, can still walk upright.
So again, the experts turn to genetics. In
Mesele genetik baba. Serebellum olmayan adam yürüyormuş mesela. O nasıl
Berlin,
oldu?
German scientists think the answer lies in the family's DNA.
I think this is very novel because it has never been described.
Abi kusura bakmayın da adam kuzenini sikmiş. Ve 18 tane çocuk yapmış ya. Nefes almadınız mı oğlum? Arada bir soğan yiyip ya bu gece de olmaz demediniz mi ya? Uf, ya gerçekten ya.
Described before that people are able to walk on their four. So usually I think
İzlemedim ya
the
Edron'ı.
opinion was that
Vaktim olmadı.
this is not really possible, and let alone that it's genetic.
Professor Stefan Mundlus believes the Ulas family's blood may hold one of the greatest secrets of science, the gene for walking erect, the very essence of what makes us human.
It's the exciting part of it. We can, by describing this family,
Buldunuz mu
In
oğlum?
New
En
York,
çok niye
where
burası
hosp-
izlenmiş lan?
With no local health service, no one was there to encourage the clearly disabled children onto their feet.
Why that happened, we don't know. Why nobody intervened, why they didn't do the simplest things they might have done to help them and to bring them on, as would have happened in Melbourne or in London or in New York.
Incredibly, no one had even thought to provide them with a $30 walking frame.
Evet. Tamam bak dur.
Within a few hours, there was an astonishing transformation. The children who had never taken a step upright on two legs were using this frame to walk across the room with such delight in their faces and a sense of achievement and of having suddenly made a breakthrough into the world they never imagined they could ever enter.
O kadar da mutlu görünmüyor abi.
Before the scientific team left, it arranged for a physiotherapist to examine the children and installed parallel bars in the yard to encourage them upright. The possibility of walking gives new hope to the family.
Bak bir büyük şey.
A big thing, a huge thing.
Diyor keşke.
Hadja tells the team if she could walk
Abi gerçekten bu arada İngilizlerin sorduğu sorular. Ya diyor acaba diyor niye kimse diyor bunlara düz yürü demedi ki? Ulan adamın 18 tane çocuğu var, anladın mı? Yani bir tanesi mesela bir tanesi helikoptere dönüşte fark etmeyebilir yani. Anladın mı? 3-5 gün sonra askerden ararlar, derler ki biz sizin çocuğu vurduk, indirdik. Yani hava sahamızda tanımlanamayan cisim gördük, biz roketle indirdik onu derler. Adam helikopterin cesedini almaya gider yani, anladın mı? O kadar çocuk yapmış herif, amına koyayım. İnanılmaz ya. Gerçekten inanılmaz. Anladın mı? Çocuk ve 3 gün boyunca böyle pır pır diye gezer gökyüzünde ve babası bunu bilmez, fark etmez, amına koyayım. Makineye dönüşür amına koyayım çocuğu yani.
Like atıp abone atıp çanı da açarsan çok teşekkür ederim.